This is our next semester game we made. It's a bit more advanced.
You control your character. You can do things. You can kill things. Collect ships.
It's not just point and click anymore.
Yep, no longer just point and click to answer questions. You answer the questions and you actually get to play the game.
Change any of your interests?
I've learned that I'm actually pretty good at coding of most any kind.
Did you know that before?
I've never dealt with any type of coding. I had no idea what I was really doing.
Anyway, the name of our game, Zeitgeist, actually comes from the German word Zeitgeist, which means time and ghost. We knew the idea of our game was to teach history, so we thought time travel. You go back to the actual place, what more could you learn than actually being there, kind of.
The purpose of our game was to educate people in ancient history. We felt, going into this class and our other history classes, that lectures were really mind-numbing. I'll be perfectly honest. I fell asleep once or twice in my ancient history class. So we thought that we would make a video game to help students remember what they would learn in ancient history class.
My name's Clint, and I did the artwork, some of the artwork for this game as well. And I drew that Egyptian level, and I didn't really like that, so whenever I got a little bit better, I went back and I remade it, and I used some shading so that the sun, it looks like light's actually coming out of the sun, and I tried to make it more detailed.
As you can see, I was the sound designer, fax assistant, and tech support.
I did most of the action script for the game, and the truth is, at first, I had no idea how to do any action script.
I created the characters, enemies, and the bosses in the game. I think I made a drastic improvement from the blob to Aaron.
What I kind of did was, I kind of was the middle of everybody. I took their bosses like the Kraken and the backgrounds and made them so they moved when you walked, and used Toby's coding to do all this and glue it all together. I made this to show what we've done so far. I also did like the level design. I set where the little platforms are and where the enemies are, and made the robots move. All this using what they'd already done and just put it together. Blogging is something we all started doing with the game. They had us start up a blog, which is something none of us had ever done before. And it was cool. It was a way to share opinions about the game and what we were going to do, and share them with other people, even the world.
I learned a lot about Photoshop, a lot of Adobe tools. I had to use Photoshop for several things, making the bricks, the platforms, just little bits and ends to make everything look pretty.
Networking was something I already had a little bit of experience with, thanks to my brother. But it helped a lot eventually, because before we were just using a flash drive to transfer files, and that got messy because people would get their flash drives or whatever. But through networking, we could always just transfer files straight there.
Yeah, that helped me out a lot, because getting James' stuff and knowing when he's done with something, he has it already in his file folder. I don't have to bother asking him or getting all complicated. It helped out a lot more than you would.
And that was hard to get used to, because I remember when we first visited you in September, you were not yet used to uploading everything and sharing, and you really learned a lot this year about that.
History is something we had to learn for the game, because not even, like we said, those history classes were pretty boring. So we went back to our old world history, I think it's world history teacher, and got some study guides from her to see what she would have taught, and then we looked up on the internet and what we wanted to show them.
I would put the music files that I made into the game, and it would increase the size of it by double, I think it was.
Like 4 times the size.
4 times, yeah.
How much space it takes up on the computer.
They were gigantic.
We couldn't even upload it after that.
Yeah, we couldn't upload it to anywhere after that. So eventually I had to learn how to go in and change files around and compress things. And
the final thing is the wiki, which we all love so much.
We worship the wiki.
We had no idea that could be that awesome. It's like a free sharing of information, and there's not much better than that. I mean, it's totally awesome.
That's what put it.
The plot of the game was Aaron goes back in time, and there's that whole narration at the beginning, but you really didn't get to continue any more of the storyline other than you keep going to new places, and finally you reach the 0000, the evil boss. I wanted to add more dialogue or more explanation of what's going on. I guess we'll open it up to questions and see if we can play the game in the background so that we can.
If you had all the time that you needed or wanted, how could you develop this game so that people who play it would learn as much about history as you're learning making the game?
You know, one of the things you said was that your history class was really boring and you had a million handouts. How do you think teachers will receive this? Do you think they'll be eager to take it and let kids play it?
Yeah, I actually think they will accept it pretty well because nowadays a lot of teachers are trying to get as much computer time in the labs as they can.
Yeah.
To whether that's for the resources of the internet, like just Googling something can get you so much information compared to a library nowadays.
Yeah.
I personally believe that it probably depends on the teacher. There are certain teachers I've had in the past that if you tried to do something on the computer, they would say you were wrong. And if you tried to, like, and I had other teachers that if I did something on the computer, they would think you were the greatest kid ever, and that you were smarter than everybody else for figuring this out.
I came into these classes knowing absolutely nothing about ActionScript. I'd never even heard of it before, and now I'm in the process of learning a lot more about it.
And from what I've seen of coding, I want to go into actual computer science and learn to program. And I've looked at some programming languages and stuff, and it is a good bit like it. I mean, you could actually learn a lot just from doing other things and comparing them to other things. So it'll help me out, I think.
Great. Thank you so much.
It was exciting watching what they came up with, and it lets me know what I don't know. And it really lets me know that I truly am a facilitator, and I just need to give my students the opportunity. And most of the time, if I give them that opportunity, they will take advantage of it. And I just have to do some guidance every once in a while. But yeah, just giving them the opportunity I think is important. So.
Great.